a celebration it's going to be. It starts today and it's going to go through the entire weekend. Their birthday, of course, is the 12th. Now, today you're going to get to see Dixie Melody. Now, that's some of the performers on board the General Jackson. I think, Charlie, I've seen them. They are exceptional. They don't come any better than that group.
It's about a 30-minute show on the boat, and we'll see about a 5 or 6 minute segment of today. It'll be really great. Also, the man who is in charge of the General Jackson song, the guy who wrote it, the guy who recorded it, and you see him a lot in television commercials. The General Jackson song is done, of course, by John Hartford. He is here to perform today. Also, music from a group in the park called Hot Country, and they are hot. They're coming up later. And we also have some people who are alumni of Opryland coming back.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with two of the stars. You know, from here, it gets better and better and better, but you got to go through here first. And you'll meet some of the stars who've gone on to wonderful things in the movie world as well as television serials. And we're going to talk to people who have special anniversaries. You know, we have a boat full of families here.
Our viewers are here today, and we'll go down and welcome them in just a moment. First of all, shall we welcome Mr. Bart, who's... By the way, you look like Rambo. Anybody told you that's what?
Well, if I look like Rambo, you look like Rambo's cousin with the glasses on. This is supposed to be Trey Chic. That's what they told me when I bought it.
Now, let's join Teddy Bart, who's back in the studio with a look at the morning news.
You know, we have invited families from all over Middle Tennessee as well as Alabama. Wouldn't you know, we'd find a family that's from Alabama, and they're going to talk to us about how to keep your marriage going strong. I want you to meet the Halls. They've been married for 53 years. Their anniversary was yesterday. Is that right? So I suppose 53 years, you would recommend marriage to anyone.
Well, it's a healthy way of living.
And it's healthy for you to say that, standing here next to your wife.
Yeah.
Now, what about you, Mrs. Hall?
Well, I think you have to have a lot more give than take.
What are you laughing about? Okay, so you've done all of the giving, or have you done most of the taking?
Well, I guess it's some of both, but you have to remember to give more than take.
Oh, okay. Now, their children are standing behind them, and they've been married for 25 years. Now, let me see. Now, I'm going to ease around just a little bit. Don't be disrespectful. Okay, all right. Now, let's see. Tell me your names. I haven't written
Hart.
Okay.
Joyce Hart. This is my mom and dad.
Okay, that's her pet. Now, what is the key?
Well, you meet them and love them, have a short romance, meet them in October, marry in May, and then you live together for the rest of your life. And you're blessed with 3 grown children, and they've all done good, and we're thankful for that.
Okay. What about you?
You stick together through good and bad. Both of them make you stronger.
Okay. I guess Mom and Dad was a very good example for
Very
you.
good example.
Yes.
Very good example, say it.
All right. You two are so much alike, it's a shame. Are you sure this isn't your father? Because you both tell the same kinds of jokes.
Dry jokes? Was it dry jokes we tell?
No, it wasn't. Now.
Let me tell you, my dad-in-law is a Primitive Baptist minister. I am a Primitive Baptist minister. His son is a Primitive Baptist minister. His son-in-law is a Primitive Baptist minister. And his son's wife's father is a Primitive Baptist minister.
Okay. So, although you love marriage, but even if you didn't love it, you didn't have a choice, did you?
Well, that's the way it was instituted in the beginning, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it was in the book of Genesis, and that's the way it should be.
Okay. All right, I have something for you. I told you to remind me of it, or I wasn't going to give it to you. Let me go in my pocket here. Opryland has made available for you trinkets. That means 3. You know, three for the price of 1. And these I'll give them to the father, the senior of the group. I guess I have that right. And that's for the 4 of you to enjoy Opryland.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. And I want to get in touch with you for one of our family features. How about that? Ministers throughout the family.
His dad was a minister.
Okay, let's hear it for, let's see now, the Harts from Watertown, Tennessee, and the Halls from Arab, Alabama. Charlie?
Yeah, Arab, Alabama, all right. Well, as you know, we're here not only to celebrate the 35th anniversary of WSMV, but the 15th anniversary of Opryland, USA, and they have a lot of activities planned out there. As a matter of fact, our guest now is the manager of the Public Relations Department at Opryland, USA, Tom Atkinson. And Tom, first of all, go back 15 years and tell me what Opryland was like on opening day. What rides were there, what shows, and so forth?
The park was 2/3 to a half smaller than it is now. That's how much growth there's been in 15 years. The Animal Opry was there. I've heard tales of that, but I never saw it. The Flume Zoom was there, the Sky Ride, but attractions like the Grizzly River Rampage and the Wabash Cannonball, they've all been added, and those and dozens of others through the years.
What was the park attendance the first year it was open?
Everybody really wondered, and I think Irving Wall led the pack wondering what it was going to be.
Oh, yeah?
It turned out to be 1,400,000.
And
It
last
surprised everybody that year.
And last year?
It was more than 2.4 million. So in the
That's
intervening
terrific.
years, the average has gotten up to more than 1 million extra people per year.
What are some of the milestones in the history of Opryland over the last 15 years, other than the additions of the Wabash Cannonball and that sort of thing?
The traumatic time was in '75 when the Cumberland River got too close to us.
Oh, yeah.
It was a tight time, but that cost the park only a few days of operating, just bounded back very, very strongly
Isn't that
from
amazing?
that. Really, the big points along the way have been the additions. Facilities like the A-Cuff Theater, where we do a show called Music, Music, Music. Now, theaters like Theater by the Lake, where we do the big Country Music USA show. And then real good ones like the Grizzly River Rampage. Almost $5 million worth of whitewater rafting right there on, right in the middle of the park.
What are some of the activities coming up Saturday? I know you guys are going to pass out balloons, you're going to have prizes, all sorts of things.
We're going to just throw a birthday party for ourselves. Want everybody to come and enjoy it. One of the surprise things is every 15 minutes in honor of the 15th birthday, a signal will go off at one of the toll booths or the ticket booths at the front of the park, and somebody right then is going to get his day at the park for free.
Absolutely, all right.
We're going to have a cake mobile going through the park giving away birthday cake. Everybody's going to get a party hat. Some of those hats are going to be coded so that you can win a number of prizes, T-shirts and brunches at the hotel, and somebody is going to have one lucky hat that will be an entire Opryland USA mini vacation in it.
Great. That includes the boat, the hotel, everything, right?
Everything. And then the big activity is at 1:45, we're going to release 15,000 balloons, and everybody in the park is going to be a happy birthday singer.
Oh, they are? The entire park will sing happy
everybody.
birthday. Well, that'll be great. Maybe we can get this group to do it here a little bit later.
We might try.
As soon as we get the air conditioning turned on. Boy, it is hot in here.
It's
You folks
warm.
hot like we are? Yeah, it's a little bit warm.
That's these television lights.
Yeah. But they're not under the lights. We can just knock out this window back here, no problem, Tom. In your budget, isn't it?
Yes.
Let me tell you, let me tell you about our guests coming up next on Channel 4 Magazine. They are the newest act at Opryland USA. It's
Fine
interesting.
show.
It's interesting how these people got together. We'll get up and find out about it a little bit later. They're fronted by a trio of singers: Amy Macy, Barry Fish, and Brian Whittington. Would you please welcome to Channel 4 Magazine, Hot Country.
Nothing in this world such a pure delight as a meat old dough on a Saturday night. Work your tail off all week long and forget about your troubles with a party and a song. Oh, I love them old time tunes, so they can tickle your senses like a yellow moon. And Creole food sure tastes fine. believe. Hey, 1, 2, 3.
John Hartford sings praises to the General Jackson when Channel 4 magazine continues.
Down at the landing, down where the river.
We are back. Thank you, Killer. I think they got that on you. Welcome back to more Channel 4 magazine. Our next guest is a guy I know that you've seen on television, especially when it comes to advertising the General Jackson, a lot of things at Opryland, USA. Welcome to Channel 4 magazine, Mr. John Hartford, if you would. Good. Welcome back. I was trying to recall during the break there your first network television appearance, because it was back in the late 60s at the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour, the Smothers Brothers, and of course you wrote that song Gentle on My Mind for Glenn Campbell. When was your first network television appearance?
First one was on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
Really? Did they do anything? We've heard so much about the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. Did they do anything weird on that show that you were on?
Well, that's all how you look at it.
Oh, yeah? Progressive these days, but then I think it
Right,
was...
right. It wouldn't be considered too weird today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When it comes to writing a song about the Showboat General Jackson, it didn't take too much inspiration because you've been around the river all your life, practically.
Right, and I was really honored to get to do that. Bud Wendell asked me to do that, and it was one of the great honors of my life to get to, because the two things that I love the best, which is country music and the river, were coming together in the General Jackson. And to get to write the song was a great honor for me. It was a hard song to write because I wrote a lot of songs to come up with the one. I would write one and then I'd just say, no, it's not good enough. So,
Wow. Who had the final decision, you or the
I guess I did. When I got it right, we went in the studio and put it down, and I took it over and played it for him. He said he liked it.
You have a license as a captain, don't you? Or a pilot?
I have an operator's license, and I'm a pilot on a boat called the Judy Bell Swain up in Peoria, Illinois.
Okay. Have you ever been at the helm of this boat?
Yes, I have.
Do you have to have supervision, or
I do, yeah.
could you turn it around in this river?
I did once, under close supervision.
Yeah.
Captain Howell was right there.
Oh, yeah.
This far away.
Captain Howell and the other captain, believe
Captain
it or not.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe is the captain's name aboard the General Jackson. I think he's upstairs and will be...
He's about a 6th or 7th generation riverman. His entire family's been on the river since probably the early 1840s.
What was your first job on the river?
My first job on the river was as a night watchman on the Delta Queen running out of Cincinnati.
The big one.
Yeah. And then I went from there, went towboat and worked for Midwest Towing Company and the Mississippi Valley Barge Line as a deckhand.
And then all of a sudden you write a song called Gentle on My Mind, you retire.
And I got on the river, then I got in the show business.
Yeah.
And then after I got into show business, I realized I had to get back to the river. And
Now, we talked about this once before. Where were you when you wrote Gentle on My Mind?
Well, I was in a little trailer court out on Lebanon Road, next to where the auto auction is.
Is it still there?
Used to be. No, it's not.
It's
We were
gone.
out there the other day, and it's just a lot with a bunch of trucks parked in it.
The monument has been erased, in other words.
Whatever.
All right. Well, okay, so where did you find your inspiration? Where did you sit down and write the song about the General Jackson? People hear weird stories about songwriters and where they write songs.
It wasn't like an inspiration to come down out of heaven or anything like that. I made a list of all of the things that I wanted to say in the song.
And then I started writing melodies and fitting words to melodies and working it that way until I finally was able to come up. Actually, when I finally came up with the one that I used, I was playing the banjo and the melody came to me that way.
Great. Okay.
And then
Well,
I put it down and then and the words came pretty quick. But I had written about 10 songs about it prior to that I wasn't totally satisfied with.
all right. Well, why don't you get the banjo and let's see if the inspiration is there
I'm
again.
supposed to take this off because Mark says this.
That'll rip your tie apart if you don't. So as John makes his way over there, I will point out that this is a song that I know you've heard during the General Jackson commercials on television and radio. Also, I guess every time the man does a concert these days, he has an inclination to do this particular song because, as he said, it's a great part of his life, not only the river, but the music. And it's sort of blend in together. And yes, he does have his toe-tapping sneakers on. Here with the story of the General Jackson is John Hartford.
Down on the river, I hear a whistle blow. Down at the landing, down where I'm standing, down where the river flows. Down on the river, way down the river, I hear a showboat band. Big wheel of flashing, old General Jackson, roll on to Opryland. Young people dancing, old folks romancing, all to a country tune. Here at the railing, look how we're sailing under a southern moon. Down on the river, way down the river, I hear a showboat band. Big wheel of flashing, old General Jackson, roll on to Opryland. Down on the river, way down the river, I hear a showboat band. Big wheel of flashing, old General Jackson, roll on to Opryland. Down on the river, way down the river, I hear a showboat band. Big wheel of flashing, old General Jackson, now all aboard for Opryland.
John Hartford, the story of the General Jackson. Don't go away. There's more Channel 4 magazine from the General Jackson right after this.
You could almost take the words to the song, New York, New York, and put in Opryland, Opryland. If I can make it here, I'll make it anywhere. Now, why are you laughing? Now, see, these are some former performers at Opryland, and they have gone on to bigger and better things. I want you to meet Beth Myatt and Michael Blevins.
Hi, how you doing?
Listen to me saying welcome to the General Jackson when you all were here for how many years?
Well, I worked in the park for 2 years. And I don't know how long ago did you?
I was with him for 2 years also.
You all have some very interesting stories, but let me tell you where they've gone on to bigger and better things now. Michael, you were in the movie A Chorus Line, and you are a regular, Beth, on Love Boat?
Right.
You're just really into boats, huh?
Couldn't wait to hop on
Couldn't
another
wait to
one.
get on another boat.
This is a nice feeling, hopping on this boat.
Yeah. Now, Michael, you have a very interesting story. On the way down, I was looking over, and I said, you know, the great thing about this is a lot of the performers who come on, they're willing to wait their chance to get on board. Tell us how you started with Opryland.
Well, I was about 16, and I had graduated from high school early, and wanted very much to be a dancer and wanted very much to work at Opryland, and so I auditioned there, and got the job and started working there.
Were you a dresser first?
Yeah, I was. Oh, okay. Well,
He forgot his history. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the first year when I auditioned, I didn't get it. I didn't get a job in the park, and I worked backstage as a stagehand doing dressing, people working with costumes and stuff, and I did that for a while, and then I came back and auditioned the second year, and I got it. Offered the job.
And Beth, what about you?
Practically the same story, except I'd always had best friends that had worked at Opryland, and I knew that their careers were starting from Opryland. I had a friend that did Chorus Line after he got out of Opryland. I thought, that's where I'm heading. That's what I want to do, too. So I got into it that way.
Okay, we have a clip of some of your performance, and I know that everybody always gets his clip wrong. They show some other person. Channel 4 does things differently, Michael.
Okay.
We have the right clip of you in a chorus line. Now, here is Michael Blevins in a chorus line.
Go on.
Ready, and 5, 6, 7, 8.
44, 17.
Oh, boy, a hometown. Now, in case you turned your head, Michael was the one who came up through the crowd, and you were what, number 24?
Sure.
It was one of the numbers that was called. And I said, Michael, can you show me some of those steps? He says, God, I don't remember any of those steps. That was a year ago. He's forgotten all of the steps already. And Love Boat, how is that?
It's a ball.
What do you do on there?
Meet a lot of different guest stars that come on. Get to talk with everyone you've always wanted to meet. And we also do a production number every week, a song and dance number, and you fall in love with the passengers on the ship.
Okay.
Nice Love Boat things.
All right, now, you're from North Carolina.
Right.
Okay, and you are from...
I grew up in Johnson City,
I thought
Tennessee.
you were a homeboy of sorts.
Yeah.
Was dancing always a part of your life when you were growing up? Did Mom insist on dance lessons?
No, not really. No, it was just kind of, I had a godmother who ran a dance studio in my town, and my lessons were free, so my sister took dance there, and lessons were free. It was just kind of like one of my other, after-school activities. I didn't take it very seriously until I got older. Found out I could make money doing it. I said, oh, okay, I'll take this seriously now, so that was good.
All right, now, so you all dance and sing. You danced and you sang when you were at Opryland?
And
We're
act.
actors.
Oh, they're actors.
We're actors.
Okay, so, all right, we've got, I guess, about a minute. Let's sing one, the refrain. Let's sing the refrain of Happy Birthday to Opryland, okay?
Okay.
All right, are you going to give us the picture?
No, why don't you?
Okay, I'll do it. Oh, not me. Okay. Happy birthday to you. You can join in. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Opryland. Happy birthday to you.
No harmony.
And many more. Okay. All right.
After all that training.
Listen, welcome home. Here,
Thanks.
mwah. And welcome home to
Thanks
you,
for
Michael, with your lazy self, who wouldn't do a dance for me. There is more Channel 4 magazine. In just a moment, we're going to go over to Charlie, who's with Hot Country.
Yes, indeed. We really are talking about hot up here on stage. The air conditioning has yet to reach this particular point, but we'll make it here. Amy Macy is here. Amy has been chosen as the spokesman of Hot Country simply because she's the best looking in this host's opinion at this point. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Amy had a very important job. When was it? Was it earlier this year?
Last of January.
And your job was?
I was the PR spokesman for Opryland over in Germany.
Anything unusual happened on your trip?
Well, I must say probably one of the cutest experience I had was flying from Hamburg to Frankfurt. I had, lumbered down the aisleways with my banjo and my fiddle, and we'd try to put things away. And being one of two women on the plane, I kind of stuck out. And I had put on my earphones, to listen to some Judds, had it cranked, and all of a sudden I feel this tug at my sweater. Excuse me, is that country music? And I tell you, the Germans, Europeans across the board love country music.
Really?
And there's a man now over there listening to my Judds tape. He kept it.
Kept your Judds tape?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Fun times on the old airline, huh?
Yeah. It was one of many. I tell you, being a woman over there, it's a man's world. I'll warn you all right now.
So is it on stage right now?
Yes, it is. And am I not lucky or what, ladies? I tell you, huh?
How does a group like Hot Country get together for a show at Opryland, do you guys get together and go to the park, or do they assemble you?
Well, I tell you, this year was kind of a peculiar year. There was a void in the park. They needed a show, and Bob Whitaker came to Barry Fish and I and asked, said, y'all think about putting a show together, and we called Brian and put a band together, and Phil was a part of that original band, and we got together, showed up, sang, and here we are.
Great. Okay, well, we're going to have another song from Hot Country right now. What's the name of the song you'll do here?
We're going to do Bop With You Baby by Dan Seal.
Well, I've heard of that one, ladies and gentlemen. Again, here is Hot Country.
Put on your bobby socks, baby, and roll up your old blue jeans. Well, there's a band playing down at the Armory, knows what rock and roll really means. I wanna ride in your 55 T-Bird, drive through some old memories. Well, I ain't after your body, baby, I just want you to dance with me. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I wanna bop the night away. I wanna make it a night like it used to be, when our hearts were young and free. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I wanna bebop with you, baby, till the break of dawn. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I got an old photograph in my pocket when we were still in our teens. Lord knows I feel a lot older now. They used to look the same to me. Honey, you don't ever laugh like you used to, and I don't want to see you blue. You ain't busy tonight and you think it's alright. This is what I want to do. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I wanna bop the night away. I wanna make it a night like it used to be, when our hearts were young and free. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I wanna bebop with you, baby, till the break of dawn. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. Let's twist and shout, oh, just like in the good old days. Baby, watch out, you know I just can't stand it when you look at me that way. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. I wanna bebop with you, baby, till the break of dawn. I wanna make it a night like it used to be, when our hearts were young and free. I wanna bop with you, baby, all night long. Thank you.
Come over here a minute. Come over here just a second. I can't resist this. Excuse me, Fräulein, is that country music?
I believe so. In our case, we've kind of countryed it up a little bit.
It sounds terrific. You guys will be appearing where in the park?
We're at the Gaslight Theater most of the time, but sometimes you'll see us in the flip side.
Where was that?
That's in the 50s
Oh, yeah, okay.
section of the park.
Yeah, okay, look for them. Hot Country, they're a great group. Thanks for being on Channel 4 Magazine with us. We'll return with more of the show right after this.
More from...
People already knows these people. They begin their 13th season this year at Opryland. Would you please welcome to magazine Russ and Becky Jeffers? Yes, yeah, good to have you guys here. I would imagine throughout 12 years at Opryland, you have some very unusual stories about what's going on in the park. Whose turn is it? Hers?
Ladies first.
Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, we have had some interesting things happen from time to time, and I won't forget the time that, well, actually, it was our first year at Opryland when we first came to the park, and we were young and inexperienced, and Russ broke a guitar string. Of course, we only had a 4-piece show with his band. And he broke the string, so he ran off stage to change it. And then the little banjo player broke the string, and he ran off stage to change his string. And all of a sudden, it left me and this little 16-year-old fiddler out there by ourselves. And we were scared to death, so I turned to him and I said, well, Mike, it's just you and me. What in the world are we going to do? He
What'd you do?
I didn't know what to do, and about that time Russ came back, so he sort of helped me through it. We did a duo for a while.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to change that string?
I usually change them pretty quick. It doesn't take me very long.
What, like a couple of minutes?
Oh, no, that's slow.
Oh, that's slow. How long did it feel like?
It felt like at least 50 years.
That's what I thought, yeah. That happens.
You're a good referee, Charlie.
Thanks a lot. Well, that's why I'm in between you here, you know. I mean, how many shows have you done?
I would say it's somewhere close to 7,000 because we do about 600 a year. So you multiply that times 13. I feel like I roll out of bed in December and do the whole show before I woke up.
All right, let's do 7,001, shall we? You can see them as regulars, of course, at Opryland again this season. Again, here are Russ and Becky Jeffers.
Thank you.
I met a girl back in the hills who gave my lonely heart a thrill. Her beauty seemed just like a breath of spring. And when I looked into her eyes, I thought of blue as summer skies. When I held her hand in mine, I heard the bluebirds sing. They sang a wondering if you love. Will she marry? Marry if you'll ask. Will their hearts be close together for now and evermore? And when she's lonely, if there's sadness, will they always be together until the end of time? I courted her for months on end until she promised me we'd wed. She said that we'd be married in the spring. Well, all through the long cold winter months I thought the spring would never come, and every gloomy winter day I heard the bluebirds sing. They sang of waiting, waiting for the flower, and of counting, counting every hour, till the bluebirds bring the springtime unto the world once more. And while they're waiting, waiting for the sunshine, they keep hating, hating every storm that has gathered all the mountains to keep us far apart. And when at last spring touched the earth, we were married in the village church. Our wedding seemed just like a dream come true. So many years have come and gone, our love is still as true and strong as when I found you long ago and heard the bluebirds sing. They sang of loving, loving every hour, that we're married, married to each other. Now we'll be happy, happy ever after, as since the day we met. And though we're older, older love is sweet, we'll grow fonder, fonder of each other, and we'll be a sweetheart, happy as a bluebird until the end of time.
Little Johnny Cash, yes.
All right.
Thank you. Russ and Becky Jeffers, we're live aboard the General Jackson Showboat. We'll return with more Channel 4 magazine in just a minute. Don't go away. In just a moment, we'll tell you about some of the activities coming up in Opryland for the weekend. Speaking of Opryland, you know, thousands of people from all over the world visit Opryland's amusement park every year. And this past weekend, producer Barry Hollins and photographer Lon Johnson visited the park, and they captured some of the excitement at Opryland on tape. Watch.
Where are you from?
Bloomington, Illinois.
Is this your first trip here?
No, ma'am. We've been here several times.
Oh, several times?
Yes.
What's your favorite ride here? Have you ridden anything?
Oh, I like the one with the water, the balloon.
The Rampage?
The one with the water.
How do you like the park?
It's pretty nice.
What's your favorite thing here in the park?
The grizzly.
What did you purchase?
Oh, a pot holder and some candy.
A pot holder and some candy. Is that for someone or for yourself?
No, for my daughters at home.
Where's home?
Carnegie, Oklahoma.
Did you go on the log ride?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Uh-huh.
Did you get wet?
No.
What'd you ride?
But just what me and Mommy riding in the back.
Oh, your mommy rode with you? Was it fun?
Uh-huh.
Your friends called you a ham.
Port, more than likely, but
How do you like Opryland so far?
it's wonderful.
Where are you from, Bill?
Dothan, Alabama, or Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
People from all over the place visiting Opryland, well, especially this time of year is very exciting, and this year is. Oh, Merle was asking trivia questions. I have one for you.
Okay, sure.
How many parking spaces are there in the Opryland parking lot?
How many available places when I go out there?
No.
There's usually about 6 available places.
No, you know better than that.
How many parking? Total parking.
Total parking spaces.
I'd say 8,800.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Just a guess.
I know.
Just a guess.
Just a wild guess.
Speaking of Opryland, there's all kinds of neat stuff going on this weekend. As we mentioned earlier, that they're having their 15-year birthday celebration this weekend. And to celebrate, they're going to release 15,000 helium-filled balloons on Saturday. And what's going to happen is, at 1 o'clock, the park personnel are going to distribute the 15,000 balloons, and WSMAM is going to conduct a countdown on the air and within the park itself. Then everybody's going to release the balloons at the same time, and then everybody's going to sing happy birthday. All the entertainers and everybody in the park's going to sing happy birthday. And the person that finds the balloon that's traveled the furthest gets a really nice prize package. You get a trip to Opryland, USA, a little mini vacation, a backstage look at the Grand Ole Opry. You get a cruise on the General Jackson, a stay at the Opryland Hotel, and tickets to music.
Great. That's a nice package, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good deal, and you can get all this just by finding a balloon. But they've also got a lot of other stuff going on there. They've got a cake mobile going through the park. And then our cameraman sneezed on the cake mobile there. And they're going to give away hats, and if you're wearing a lucky hat, you get all kinds of prizes. And it's, in fact, you get a package identical to the one that's the balloon deal. So lots of fun stuff going on this weekend at Opryland, and the weather, meteorologically speaking, is going to be perfect this weekend for visiting Opryland. But there are also some other things going on this weekend that we wanted to tell you about. First of all, we told you earlier this week about the High Hopes Fun Fest.
So make your plans early. You know, I think what I'll do now is for the benefit of our audience who's here. You know, we have a very large audience. Some of our regulars on Channel 4 Magazine are aboard the boat with us today. I just noticed Carol Kennedy over there, who makes the phones light up, the psychic. She is there. Stand up, Carol. Can you say hi? Just take the wide shot. We'll pick her up over there. See, Carol? There's Carol. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know Steve Mullins is here, our financial man, who was talking taxes just a couple of days ago. Where are you, Steve?
Get the back of his head right there.
There's a good shot.
His back. That's Steve Mullins' back.
That's Steve Mullins' back. Okay. And I know there's Ron McPherson over there, he's even trying to sell clothes aboard, but you know how Ron is.
Talk me into a sweater.
Right. And we have all our regulars are here, I believe. I haven't had a chance to go around and see who exactly is here, but we do have many of our regulars, so glad they could be a part. And thanks to our audience for being a part of it too. We have one of the great portions of a Dixie melody coming up on Channel 4 Magazine. We'll be right back.
More music from John Hartford when Channel 4 Magazine continues.
I was asking John Hartford if he wanted me to plug anything prior to his song here, and he said, no, just tell people come ride the boat. It's a lot of fun. That's what we're going to be doing here shortly. In the meantime, go ahead and do some smiling. Here's a man to help you do it. Again, here's John Hartford.
Got into a new way to fly. Oh, what an easy way to get high. The love that I get from the love that I send, from learning to smile all over again, learning to smile all over again. That's what it takes to make a new friend. That's when I learned it wasn't the end. Learning to smile all over again. Mr. Roy Husky. She turns me around to see what's to see and considers the frown that's pasted on me, like kisses to heal a pain on the mend. I'm learning to smile all over again, learning to smile all over again. That's what it takes to make a new friend. That's when I learned it wasn't the end, learning to smile all over over again. Learning to smile all over again. That's what it takes to make a new friend. That's when I learned it wasn't the end. Learning to smile all over again. Learning to smile all over again. Learning to smile all over again.
A Dixie song and dance when Channel 4 Magazine continues live from the General Jackson.
Tremendous entertainment coming up. First of all, I want to thank George Maloney. George is the director of A Dixie Melody, which premieres tomorrow right here on the General Jackson, a 30-minute show during the lunchtime cruise. And by the way, the cruise time tomorrow morning is 11 o'clock for the first one featuring A Dixie Melody. And the reason I want to thank George and everybody involved with the show is the fact that they sort of have foregone the rehearsal today in order to do this, especially for Channel 4 Magazine. So in essence, you're getting a bit of a premiere and a sneak preview of the show. Now, granted, the show's 30 minutes. You're going to see a pretty good portion of it here, about 5 or 6 minutes. So settle back, relax. You're really going to like this. From the General Jackson, here is A Dixie Melody.
If I had money to burn, hole in my pocket. If I had money to burn, I'd go like a rocket down to the town without a stop. I'd go right into the music shop and buy me a banjo. Buy me a banjo. Buy me a banjo. That's what I would do if I had money to burn what? If I had money to burn what? Down to the local music store, drive right through that old front door and buy me a banjo. I wanna be. The birds are singing, it is song time. The banjo's strumming soft and low. I know that you yearn for me too. Swanee, you're calling me.
Even though my mammy will waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. Swanee, oh Swanee, I'm coming back to Swanee. Mammy, oh my mammy, how I love those old folks at home. Child, well, wonder no more when I get to that Swanee.
Aren't they something? That's just part of that is just a portion of the 30-minute show, which is available on the lunch cruise here aboard the General Jackson. Okay, you see the monitor here? Remember the old show? Would the real Merle Purvis please stand up?
They always used to do that.
Yeah, I know. You know, they always have to almost stood up there.
Charlie made us do that.
Speaking of identities, we have our contest running, which is in the current edition of TV Guide and also in the next edition, where we put up a baby picture and we give you a clue. This channel, by the way, this is baby picture number 4 in your TV Guide contest. A chance to win a 50-inch color television if you match them all right. This Channel 4 personality began working in radio at the age of 13 at WRGS in Rogersville, Tennessee.
By far the weirdest looking baby we've had.
Of the entire group. And he also starred in Twinkle Toes in the hit movie by the same name.
You have any jokes about this baby picture, Charlie?
No.
Okay.
No, I thought it was a pretty good picture myself. But anyway, that is a clue to baby picture number 4. So get your entries in right away and you could be the winner of a 50-inch color television.
Look at what one of the viewers gave me.
What's that?
It's a coin from Cancun. The one that won the trip that we gave away. This is what I got.
Is it a peso?
What is it?
Let me see if I can hold it
Is it
here.
a peso?
Well, it says $100, but I'm sure I can't spend it.
Maybe 100 pesos.
Yeah.
What is 100 pesos worth, I wonder?
Probably about a nickel.
About a nickel. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Let me tell you about tomorrow's Channel 4 magazine. As you know, Sunday night is a big night. It's a return from Mayberry on Channel 4. Right, go Shazam. And we will talk to Jim Neighbors live by satellite tomorrow with a little preview of the program. And also movie reviewer Gordon Street is back and he'll join us with his opinion on 2 new films, Rad and Lucas. Also, Dr. Kathy Sherrod will give us some advice on preparing older children for a new baby in the house, and we'll take a look at makeovers for full-figured women. So that's all on the show tomorrow. Our thanks to the entire crew of Channel 4 and Opryland USA, technical staffs and everybody for helping us do this show today. It was tremendous. Thanks to our audience. We're going to enjoy the lunchtime cruise. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. So long, everybody.
Down on the river, Cumberland River, I hear a whistle blow. Down where I'm standing, down at the landing, down where the river flows. Down on the river, way down the river, I hear the Showboat band. Big wheel a flashing, old General Jackson, roll on to Opryland. Young people dancing, old folks romancing, all to a country tune. Here at the railing, look how we're sailing under the southern moon. Down on the